Have you ever in the past agonized over making a decision between two things that you really wanted and you thought you couldn't have both? And later you realized that either you could have both or you didn't need to make the decision at all, or you could have both, but maybe not in the way that you initially thought. We often needlessly make ourselves suffer by thinking we have to choose one thing over the other. And this is all just another part of the illusion. And the biggest way that this plays out in spirituality is between the choice between love and truth. And for those of us who know that we truly can have both, we still get these mixed up, and we still sometimes pursue one over the other, because to truly find love, you have to die to thought. And if you're seeking love and you die to thought, you'll be shocked to find the truth. And if you're seeking truth and you die to thought, you'll be shocked when you find the truth and see that it's love. And so our idea of what love is not love at all. And our idea of love is what needs to die. And when we die to love, love is all that there is. And our idea of truth never pans out. The further we study, the further we think, the further we contemplate, the further we investigate, the more we find that truth is completely relative. That the only thing that is true is the present moment, or consciousness, or whatever word you want to point to it. And when we die to thought, love arises. Truth arises. And if love was what we thought it was, if love was our thoughts about it, we would get really bored really fast. We'd want to get away from that. And if the truth was as badass and scary as we like to think it is when we go on our hero's journey, or whatever journey to be, to become, it's a good thing that love is there to cushion that blow. So, surrendering to thinking is the practice that we all end up doing in our own way. And doing something you love is the best way to do this. But sometimes it doesn't feel great. And sometimes our dying to thinking is moving away from what feels bad to something that feels better. And so I had focused on my breath, focused on my belly breath, to try to go out of thoughts that felt bad in the past. And just lately, that practice has evolved into just dying to the present moment, just completely surrendering to what is. And it's the focusing on the belly breath was connecting my body with it. And now it's like that is happening, but the breath doesn't necessarily have to be, I don't have to be conscious of it. And I feel like what I experience by surrender or acceptance is continuously changing. And I continue to have the sense of something just really strange is happening. It seems to be happening over time, but I can't even pinpoint when changes are being made. And there's no sense trying. So, but dying to love, surrendering to the moment, whatever you want to call it, whatever pointer you want to use, it feels good. It feels like lightening up. And I can really feel energetically in my body, I feel so much lighter. And it's hilarious that I named this channel Light on Earth. I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do with this channel. I was making videos on minimalism. And I've always been into spirituality, but it wasn't until last year that I really saw myself. I really wanted to teach or wanted to talk about it. It's always been forefront in my life, but I've never really acknowledged how much I desire it to be part of what I do physically, what Mandy, Illusory Mandy, does with her life. And I've always wanted, like, I'll be around people and just desperately want to talk about deep subjects. And it's rare that I find people I can talk with that about. But at the same time, it's funny how a spiritual journey is ultimately just us entertaining ourselves. We take it so seriously. But that's where the duality between good and bad goes to die. Like, aligning, and I talk a lot about desire, but it's really about wanting. It's the cliche, wanting what you've got, learning to want what you've got, learning that you chose what you are, that you chose this. And that is my definition of a mystical experience. It's having a glimpse, like really truly experiencing somehow, and it can come in various ways, like how this is being created, or how perfection is, and how from your limited viewpoint you don't see it. And so you have all these beliefs about the world that perpetuate that limited viewpoint. But when you get through that, when you have an experience, like I said in the past video of the woman who had the near-death experience out of body and experience doing all these incredible mathematical calculations of some kind, everything is working out for you. And to tie into experiencing synchronicity, seeing signs, seeing things to appreciate in your life, it's like you don't have to think about breathing. You can think about breathing, it's an incredible practice, but you don't have to think about breathing, you breathe on your own. Your heart doesn't have to think about the blood pumping through your body. All of this is just happening perfectly for you to exist. You are not the body. The entire world, the people around you, the weather, as disastrous as things may seem to be going, is happening for you. It seems too good to be true, but everything is love. It's really quite stunning. And there's really no reason for any of us to go around with an attitude unlike that of a Disney princess. I've been watching a couple Disney movies lately, and in the past, in my minimalist and penny pinching and very environmentalist phase, I hated Disney. and my feminist views about the Disney princesses, I hated it. I didn't want my kids really watching the movies. I didn't want to have any part of it. And so that's something that's been healed or appreciated for me lately. And I watched The Little Mermaid again, and she goes for what she wants. And she is just, like Abraham Hicks says, she's in the vortex all the time. In little kids' movies, the characters are, or if you watch Frozen, Olaf, the snowman, nothing's gonna get him down, ever. And of course, as adults, we're like, that's silly, that's love, we want truth. But they're really not that much different. It's really very funny. It's very funny to do strict spiritual practices, to go through such suffering, to go through such intense anxiety and depression all your life, and to realize that everything was just perfect. Everything is just unbelievably, tragically beautiful. And if it wasn't beautiful enough to make you cry, it wouldn't be worth it. And it's on every level. There's no the Disney movie is not a shallow form of love. There are no deep forms of love. It's all infinite depth. And we are the appreciator and the appreciated. And that kills any sort of lack or need for recognition within us. And then everything just becomes this beautiful unfolding of joy. This illusion of time, this illusion of our life, this illusion of becoming, this illusion of a spiritual journey. It's just unfolding beauty. I love you guys. Please comment, like this. I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.